aficionados. I hope you all are doing well out there today. Chacha and I have been having a good day. It's a beautiful day out here today. And I just wanted to let you know that I haven't gotten any names for free gift bags to give out. And included in that, I do have one of the, you'd get a cup. These are really cool cups. I've been using mine. I got one for Christmas, has a different design on it. But this is about Dolly. I like a Black Widow lady, one of my episodes there. It's got a cup on, a lid to go on it. Keeps things hot or cold for a number of hours. And then I've got I just wanted to hold my baby, the lady in Texas whose baby was beheaded in the delivery. And then the crying girl with just my logo on it. I love this cup so much. Oh my gosh. And then these bags I've made, they're really excellent quality. And I have a makeup bag here. And then I have a cloth carry-all bag. It's really nice. I really like them. I would use one myself. So there's that. Handmade. I use them, and it's infusible ink, so when you wash it, it shouldn't fade right away. It should last quite some time. There's that design, and then I have this one. Yo Mama Crazy, for the woman in Colorado Springs who act like her stepson just went out for a walk and then decided never to come home again. But that was not the case. And then I have evening horror stories. Those are the 3 minutes. I try to keep them down to about 3 minutes. And love, love, love how those came out. So there's that. I have a killer cutlets one for my crown cutlets. So they're all pretty cool. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to have gotten any names to give any away. And also included that is a little keychain. Oops, mine came up oh, yeah, unsnapped here. So if you're interested in any of these items, I have about 3 bags. You would get like a big bag, a small bag, a cup, and a keychain in your gift bag. But only if you like and subscribe, and leave your name so that I can reach out to you to get your information to mail your package out to you. And with that being said, I love you all. I hope to hear back from you. I would love to celebrate my birthday month, my birthday day, whatever it is, and get a free package out to all of you. With that, I would like to finish up on the American Black Widow, Sharon Nelson. Oh my gosh, this woman, she's intense. So right now, we are on husband number 3. Husband number 2 went missing. They ain't gonna find his car until a year later. Char's going around like, the man just up and left me. In the meantime, she's having this on again, off again affair with Gary Starr. And that's really the man that she's attracted to, that she's given her heart to. And I don't know if it was just her beauty that attracted men to her, because she was beautiful. But I heard she was kind of woodenly as far as, sexual escapades go. Maybe not the most expressive person, but maybe they like that, or maybe that was to be expected back in those days, because now you're supposed to be all like hot potato, all of this saucy stuff. But I don't know what I look at it, I think about it, I really can't understand it, but I am not a person driven by those types of emotions either. I do, I guess. Um, so let's get on with it. We're on husband number 3. In the short time, Sharon met and married fireman Glenn Harrelson, met him on a dating site. In addition to the financial security he offered Sharon, he also carried a healthy life insurance policy. And when this marriage began to sour like the others, Sharon had called in her loyal mountain man once again to rescue her. because he, after all, does like helping a woman in distress. This time, though, things didn't go according to plan. What was supposed to look like an accidental death was slightly declared a homicide. Well, yeah, when you off the person, stuff them in a room, and then start the house on fire and it burns the house next door down too, yeah, they're going to be looking at that stuff kind of seriously. When Gary wouldn't leave his wife, Sharon answered the ad of a local firefighter named Glenn Harrelson in a local dating magazine. So she, was waiting for like Glenn to I'm sorry, for Gary to like up and leave his wife now, because after all, he did what he did for her. He's like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, I've got kids here. We're not having that. So she gets upset. So she goes out and she starts a dating site and gets up with this Glenn Harrelson here. And like other men in her life, Glenn divorced, lonely, fell hard for Sharon's many charms. They married in 1988. Glenn worked as a dispatcher in the Denver fireman area. And Sharon didn't want to leave her home, so Glenn committed to Thornton, Colorado. Oh, no, wait, he commuted. So she liked her little roundhouse and she loved it up there. She gave it the name like Tyra. She loved her little house there and she was nothing was going to take that away from her. That was it, final. And Gary was right around there too. So probably both of those things had quite a draw to her. But this was her place, her home, the place she named, and she wasn't leaving it. So it was Gary it was Glenn. These two names are too similar to me. So when Glenn and her married, she's like, you want to live down there? That's fine, because he had to live by his job, obviously, coming from where she lived was a long way to go. So he would then, have to commute to go see her. Gary drove to the Harrelson's Thornton home with the key Sharon had given him. He went inside and waited for the unsuspecting dispatcher to come home. When Glenn walked in, Gary tackled him, then shot him. He set the house on fire to hide the body and any evidence. That didn't work out too well. When word spread that a firefighter had died in a fire in his own home, people were like, what? No, especially when he was good at his job. It immediately raised suspicions because it was such an unusual occurrence. More fire professionals knew how to get out of a burning building, especially their homes. When bullet casings were found next to the charred body, the death was ruled homicide. Absolutely. Not rocket science. What the hell? What is going on with you people? You guys are idiots. The two detectives investigating the crime turned their attention to the widow. They questioned Sharon at her home, then at the police station with her two young children playing in the next room. They probed for answers. They knew she was hiding something. When push came to shove, Sharon knew she was in trouble. Sitting in a Pizza Hut in Denver, Sharon sold Gary out to save herself, but the homicide detectives weren't idiots, obviously. Probably been doing it for a long time. After a few months of investigating, Sharon and Gary were both arrested and charged with murder. Finally, Sharon asked to go someplace else to talk to the detectives, not knowing what to expect, agreed. Sharon, her children, and the two detectives drove to the Walsenburg, Colorado Pizza Hut. There, they settled in a booth where her children played arcade machines. Advised of her rights, Sharon confessed to being involved in the murder of Dr. Perry Nelson and Glenn Harrelson. She maintained that Gary Adams had bullied her into getting rid of her two husbands. Sharon said she was the victim. She was immediately arrested and booked into the Pueblo, Colorado jail. Gary was arrested at his home the next day, initially protesting innocence. He changed his plea to guilty when investigators found the gun he used to kill about a pile of bang, a bang, a bang, a bang, Glenn Harrelson. Sharon would testify against her lover, but she didn't have to. There was no trial. No one testified. They both pled guilty and were sentenced to life in prison. Gary Adams is presently incarcerated at Colorado's Lyman Correctional Facility. His next parole hearing is November 2029, and the earliest parole eligibility is February 2030. He will be in his mid-80s at that time. So to sum it up, in the late 1980s, detective faced a disturbing mystery while investigating Sharon Nelson Harrelson. Suspicion arose when Glenn Harrelson, a Denver fire dispatcher, was killed. His charred body was found after a house fire in Thornton, Colorado. An autopsy revealed he'd been shot twice in the face before being incinerated. Detectives determined it was no accident. It was murder. Sharon and Glenn were married, but 6 months before he was killed. Investigators delved into Sharon's history and discovered her previous husband, Perry Nelson, had also tragically died in 1988. Then comes the conviction because of the confession. Sharon's behavior raised red flags. She appeared unassuming, but her actions told a different story. She confessed her crimes in a shocking location at Pizza Hut. Sharon and her companion, Gary Adams, received 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Sharon died in prison in 2017, leaving behind a legacy of deception and death. Because, there's all these kids, there's all these family members. She just went around, satisfying her own needs. Sharon's story is as shocking as any fiction. She couldn't get enough sex, enough money, or enough of her rugged mountain man lover, Gary Adams. The children were left to pick up the pieces. Sharon's eldest daughter had to raise her 2 young siblings. Perry's children sued for the inheritance payment that Sharon had been paid, and though it took years, they finally won. Perry and Glenn's children lost their fathers. Sharon's 2 eldest daughters lost their mothers. So no freaking winners in that show, was there? And such is the story of a narcissist for you, or whatever it is you want to call her. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the Sharon story. Hit me up, like, subscribe, leave your name so I can get some packages out there. Love you guys. Catch you on the next episode.